Hello, everyone. Welcome to Diana Point of View. I am here today to speak on the topic of the coronavirus government control. And the reason I call it the government control, it is due to the fact that I really do believe that all of this stuff that is going on, how everybody is like panicking, still sick through all of this is due to the fact that if the government can get everybody into this situation to panic like we are panicking at this moment in time, they can take control. And taking control is when the economic is crashing, people business are closing. You can't even almost go into the grocery store to buy any food. You can't go out of your home to even work, to even make a living to provide for your family. And of course, there are some of us still have our jobs and we can still go to work. But there are a lot of us are confined to our home due to the fact that our business are shut down. But and to me, I call that control. And being controlled to the point that when you even go, like, just say if you're going into the grocery store to buy grocery, there are no grocery in the store to buy. So what would you call that? That is a control due to the fact that some of the transport are trying to bring food and stuff in different states and country and all of that. It is almost hard for them to even get the product into grocery stores, into places where people can actually buy and provide for their family. So I also thought about the that $1,200 that the government say they are going to issue out to different family that are in need. Now, $1,200 is not enough to even pay your first month rent. So, what about the rest of it? What do you do in the meantime to pay the other bills that you have while you still are waiting to go back to work? So, now that, for instance, that is controlled to a point that the government feel I'm gonna give you that little $1,200, and you are going to be able to provide until we get the situation together and open up people business and all of that stuff again. There are quite a few business out there are actually almost closed up to a point that it almost like it's no coming back. So what do you do about those people? Uh, the the economy are hitting some of the business so hard they can't even stay afloat. They can't even produce so they can help people to stay in their job. And I call that government control. And even uh, people out there trying to find a solution to fight this disease, this virus that is going on. If you notice some of the information that we put out, try to give people hope, give them hope in how to provide and save themselves. All of a sudden, people take it down. If you put a post up based on any solution, it almost like you advertising false information. I believe that, of course, you got these bees out here on my porch messing with me a little bit, but back to that. I believe that if you can help fight and control this disease, there is a better chance for us to stop this. But if you notice, it the government doesn't want that being said. Take some of the product that we can't get to now to try to prevent some of this bacteria that floating out here. Clorox. Now, Clorox, alcohol, disinfected certain type of product, I believe all of that stuff would kill this virus. But they don't want you to know that, because if you put Clorox on anything, it actually would destroy any bacteria that lying around on your countertop, even on your clothing when you wash them. So a lot of time the government doesn't want people to advertise that. And then again, for instance, back to this I brought this mask in my hand. For instance, you know how we actually all walking around with this mask looking like Jason? um, this mask, to me, it isn't really helping or saving anybody. And let me tell you why I say this. For instance, if the virus that's supposed to be hitting everyone, and if it airborne, for instance, if we are actually breathing into the air, that means that stuff should be all over the world, everywhere, hitting every person in the world. And when you put the mask on trying to stop it or keep from catching it, I feel you caught it already. And the reason for that, when you put this mask on and you breathing this stuff in like this, if the virus are going to hit you or you gonna breathe it, the virus is actually gonna hit the surface of this mask. It gonna stick on the mask. It gonna stick on your clothing. No matter where you go, you're gonna take it home with you. So I look at that as all of that is control over the fact that making you walk around like Jason. And yes, I am not saying be safe. I am not saying you should not take precaution. But when you take precaution to try to protect yourself and protect your family, can you see this stuff that you actually taking home to your family? And if it for this virus surviving out here, do you have, actually I asked this question, have you ever just stopped and thought for a moment that the heat will actually kill this virus? Cold will actually kill this virus. I can't see this virus living like this, just floating out in the air and people not breathing it in. So just because we're wearing the mask trying to stop it, what happened to all the rest of it? We have to also think about that. And that is why I believe it is man-made. It is something that is man-made. I actually heard on the news, now they trying to say the virus it came from animal first. Now it getting ready to go back to the animal. What kind of stupid stuff is that? It gonna come from the animal and get on people. Now it's going back to the animal? I actually heard that on the news, seriously. And then again, another one I heard, and that one I thought is also crazy. It's crazy to the point that now the virus actually is prejudice towards color. And don't get me wrong, I am not prejudiced because I have all different type of race in my family. But when I heard that it only hitting black people more than it hitting any other race, that is so crazy. So that means it prejudiced towards certain color, so it's only gonna hit the certain color. If it hitting black more than any other color, that is due to the fact that so many blacks doesn't have the means that some of the other people do have. But far as this stuff being prejudiced toward which body or which color it want to attack, it's so much craziness is going on until you don't know what to expect. You don't even know what to believe. Then I also noticed and I heard that um, 5G cell phone have radiator have that stuff in it to actually killing birds, making birds fall out of the sky now. So everything is crazy. It's so much stuff that's going on. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to be safe from. The only true safe and protection that I believe we do have is the Word of God. And if you notice, even with that, people went to church, and I am one of them, of course. And but there are also a lot of people didn't go to church. But did you notice there are more people calling God name right now than it has ever been? So this tragic that we are going through and facing, it making people really seek who is the master of all of this mess. God is bigger than all of this mess, and he can fix all of this mess. So maybe this is our time to wake up and really know who really is in control. And yes, I see all of this stuff out here. People who are in high places think that they are in control, but God is still bigger than all of this. God has been forever, all at all time, and he is never going anywhere. Yes, we will go through some ups and downs and changes and all this craziness due to the fact of what have been planned and created, and people messing around with so much craziness. But I do believe we are going to be all right. So I just wanted to address that today because it was on my mind a lot. And one more thing before I leave, I noticed that people are so panicked into a situation that they don't start fighting people now in the grocery store. A friend of mine had a post on his Facebook page, and it showed that there were some people in Walmart, and they were fighting all over the place like they was out in the street in a game. It make you feel like, do I want to go into the store to buy anything? What was they fighting over? So that's how crazy this stuff is. This is how everybody just going out of their mind. This is this pandemic that is going on with people. The control that the government want, and they actually trying to get people to a point that you even would get so sick in your body if this disease, this virus hit you, you can't even function straight to fight your health back to life. So take time, people. Think about what's going on. Try to put that fear to the side for a moment and find a solution for all of this mess. I am not saying that I am prone to this stuff or not catching it, but if it hit me, I pray to God that it doesn't. But I also know my heart is right with God, and I believe him. And if I had to go home with him, well, I guess it is what it is. But in the meantime, I will fight with everything that I have, every knowledge, every health part of my life, until all of this stuff come to an end. So I just want to leave this with you guys. May God help us, be with us, bless our family, give us clarity on what we need to do. Help us not be into a situation that this fear are taking over so bad that we can't even think straight. So, and I pray for those who are sick. I pray for those family who have lost loved one due to all of this. I pray for all of the the nurses, the doctors, all the people who are in the medical field. I pray for them because they are on the front line. And I pray for the ones who out there are not taking this serious due to what we need to try to do to prevent this, to help ourselves. Be wise, be knowledgeable on what we need to do. So I thank you guys for watching, and may God bless us, and I am out.